we'll go over into part 3 here. So as we're looking at our grading scale, this part of your spreadsheet should help you sort of organize this. So this is where you're going to put the questions that you were asked, and then, the company that you were at. And quite simply, all you're going to do is say, did I answer this effectively? Do I think I did this well? 1 for yes, right? And then 0 for no. Okay. So maybe I didn't answer my problem solving questions very well. Did I answer this behavioral base? Was I able to build a viable solution, definitively answer the question? Yes, I believe I was able to do that. And was I able to explain my thought process or answer the questions? Yes, I was able to do that. Total score is going to be a 2, right? Leaving it very basic, very simple, so okay, I really need to focus on this question here. So that's a lot to remember after the interviews. It's like trying to remember a dream, right? When you wake up and you don't write your dream down, you're probably going to forget it towards the end of the day. So our recommendation is right after your interviews, write down, the questions or the part of the interviews that you had, and just rate yourself, right? Rate yourself on where you felt you did, and be as honest with yourself as you can. If this score is below a 3, then you have areas to work on, right? You have some places to improve, and that might be where you can focus on in a following mock interview. So one other thing I want to go over, a lot of these items will also depend on what types of positions that you're even interviewing for. So in general, and I'm just going to kind of work off to the side here. So in general, we have 3 parts to an interview process. So we'll have coding, system design, and behavioral. So let's say we're interviewing for a senior software, or just a general software engineering position. Let's say it's like software engineer 1 or 2. Where do you think, out of these 3 categories, what do you think is going to be the most heavily weighted in your interview process? What do you think, as a software engineer 1 or 2, what might be the most heavily weighted section of the interview? Coding, system design, or behavioral based? So coding is going to probably be the most important for that type of interview. Behavioral based is pretty much always important, right? We always want to make sure that it's a good culture fit, and for companies. So that's always important. System design, probably not so much. So what do we think is going to be the most important for, let's say we get into like a senior level or principal level engineer? What do you think is going to be the most important there? Yeah, Brigitte says system design. Yeah, and coding will obviously be important as well. But one of the main differences between a level 1 or a level 2 engineer and a senior level engineer is going to be that system design portion. So if you're a person who's targeting getting into those higher level individual contributor roles, or you're interviewing for senior or principal, I would spend a lot of time focusing on system design, rather than coding. Although, coding, it's going to be important as well, right? But system design just gets more and more important as you are interviewing for higher levels. What about a management position? What do we think might be the most heavily weighted in a management or high-level leadership position? Systems and behavior, system design behavioral. Yeah, honestly, I would say systems design and behavioral are probably going to both be important for those higher level leadership positions. Behavioral probably a little bit more important than system design. But you're going to have obviously strong technical competency to lead a technical organization. But that's kind of the general trend that we see, right? Coding is usually really important at the beginning of our career, and then becomes less so as we move up. And, in management, their coding is probably not, as good as someone who's coming in for an individual contributor. So depending on level and what types of roles you're targeting, hopefully that can give you some good direction on where you might want to focus your energy or focus your time when preparing for interviews.